The Byzantine Empire possessed a weapon 1,000 years ahead of its time: liquid fire, sprayed from bronze nozzles that burned on the surface of the sea and could not be put out. It saved Constantinople twice. It may have saved Europe, and its formula was guarded so perfectly that when the empire fell, the recipe fell with it. To this day, nobody can say for certain what Greek fire actually was. Picture the year 672. The armies of the Arab Caliphate have swallowed Syria, Egypt, and North Africa in a single generation, and now their fleets are gathering against Constantinople, the last great fortress of the Christian East. If the city falls, the road to a divided, exhausted Europe lies open. The Byzantines need a miracle. What they get is a refugee with a formula. His name was Kallinikos, an architect fleeing the conquered city of Heliopolis. History records almost nothing else about him, except that he arrived in Constantinople carrying the secret of a burning liquid unlike anything seen before. The state seized upon it, refined it, and built an entire secret weapons industry around it. Kallinikos had handed the empire 7 more centuries of life. What the weapon did defies its era. Pumped through bronze siphons under pressure, it emitted a roar like thunder and a jet of flame that stuck to hulls, rigging, and men, and kept burning on the water between ships. Sailors who leapt overboard surfaced into a sea that was itself on fire. Enemy crews, one chronicler wrote, were less afraid of drowning than of the fire that followed them into the waves. The delivery systems were centuries early. War galleys carried swiveling flame projectors at bow and stern. Marines wielded the siphon, a handheld flamethrower, 800 years before its modern equivalent. Ceramic grenades filled with the mixture, caltrops wrapped in soaked fiber, fire hurled by catapult. The Byzantines built an entire arsenal around one chemical secret. And that secret was managed like no other in history. The formula was never written down whole. Components were prepared by separate families who each knew only their own step. Emperor Constantine VII instructed his son to tell foreign kings the fire had been delivered by an angel to the first Christian emperor, and that God would strike down anyone who shared it. One official who allegedly tried was, chroniclers say, struck dead entering a church. The message landed. Twice the weapon met the moment. In 678, Byzantine fireships shattered the first great Arab siege. In 717, when a vast fleet returned, the fire consumed it again, and the army besieging the walls starved through a brutal winter and withdrew. Historians rank that siege alongside the Battle of Tours, one of the moments that decided which civilizations would shape Europe. Then the weapons simply faded. The empire lost the petroleum-rich lands the mixture likely depended on. The secret families died or scattered. By the 12th century, the fire appears less and less in the record. When the Crusaders sacked Constantinople in 1204, no wall of flame met them. And in 1453, as Ottoman cannon finally brought the walls down, the empire's greatest weapon was already a memory nobody could reconstruct. So what was it? The best modern guess: crude oil from natural seeps around the Black Sea, thickened with pine resin, heated and pressurized in bronze tanks, ignited at the nozzle. Quicklime, saltpeter, and sulfur all have their advocates. Chemists have brewed convincing imitations that burn on water, but an imitation that works is not proof of the original. The exact mixture, the pump design, the operating drill, all gone. Greek fire joins a strange club. Technologies guarded so well they died of secrecy, like the Antikythera mechanisms lost gearwork, 1,000 years of knowledge erased by its own rarity. The lesson cuts both ways. The secret saved an empire, and the secrecy erased the achievement. If you like stories of knowledge the world lost, the vault is full of them. Subscribe. And tell me, could a modern secret die the same way?